Hi guys, this is my first how-to video as such. I'll be pulling the front suspension right hand side apart and the brakes, and just showing you what I'm discovering as well as we go along. Okay, so as you can see, the front suspension assembly and brakes have already been pulled out of the chassis. So I'll start by pulling off the actual spring pan and the arms and obviously the wishbone, pull it all apart. Okay, the spring pan looks pretty good. There doesn't appear to be any real wear there. It's more just a bit of rust, a bit of cleanup. It should look good. Okay, they're a bit tight. I know it's not an impact socket, but beggars can't be choosers when you don't have the size you want. Having the right tool makes all the difference. Okay, just as you can see there, it's in pretty good condition. A little bit of wear, but nothing to be concerned about. Good cleanup once again. Back on the car. These bushes, I believe they were replaced by the previous owner, but after being sitting around for at least 20 years, they've got dry rot and they're no good. So in the bin they go. I'll put some polyurethane ones in there instead, which should hopefully last the rest of the life of the car. I'll press him out afterwards. But as for the arms, they're not flogged out, they're looking in pretty good condition. So yeah, happy with that. So look at the other side. clearance tube. Just pop him back in there. That's a nice smooth fit, so may not have to worry about him. And once again, all the holes are all good. Just to clean up once again. Now, brake assembly. Let's take those off. Replace the rubbers and everything there. Now, I've actually lubed up all the nuts and threads at the moment with a bit of lock lubricant. Not really the right thing to use, but it's same as WD-40, RP7. They're all the same. Anyway, what I've got to do, and something I forgot to do on the other side, is count the number of turns to take the actual ball link, whatever you want to call it, off. That way you've got your proper geometry when you put it back together. So this is the bottom, so we'll go. $32. Okay, 32. Write that down. Same the other side. Yep. Take that bushing out as well. Those bushings are actually looking really. Oh, hang on. No. You can see this one here. Got some wear down through the middle. So I'll replace that. This other one. Top one looks good, but they're only a couple of bucks each. Same with the bushings that are inside. I've got myself a press now, so I'll just replace them. There's nothing worse than driving along, putting your foot on the brake and you hear a big clunk in the front end. And it's usually from the kingpin. So anyway, now from memory, yep, that's right. You can't take this off until you take the actual backing plate off. So we'll put that on hold for a few minutes. What we will do is just turn him over. We'll back off the actual brakes and then move the brake drum. Let's grab a torch. Okay, one was already off, the other one was half off. Now, makes life a lot easier. So I'll be replacing the actual Phillips, that's cents. Give that a good clean up. I can reuse that off afterwards, so I'll start again. That's a good sound. And it's coming off. there we have one brake hub assembly. Now, as you can see, the inside's pretty clean. It's got a little bit of rust on it, a little bit of surface rust. That'll clean up. Sorry, off the camera there. The actual inner bearing is brand new. I actually did it beforehand. Sorry, the outer bearing, this is the inner bearing. That's brand new as well. Spacer. It's come off part way, but I just realised I'm trying to turn it off, but of course it's a bearing, it's going to have to turn on itself anyway. Okay, undo the springs, but the easiest way is just to not do that. Looks like there's a replacement wheel cylinders too. Adjuster, and I think I've got to adjust. Hopefully you saw all that. Brake shoes have actually got writing on them. Not sure if you can actually see that there or not. Just there. Not sure what it's supposed to be. RFT. But they look in good condition. I'd say they've been replaced before the previous owner did it. Okay, go onto the back again, we'll take off the brake hoses. And there we go, 5/8 Imperial works. One brake hose. Look, I think it's been replaced, but I'm going to replace it again. 20 years ago, I don't know if there's been any fluid in it or anything, or whether it's going to be perished or what, I don't know. So, play it safe, replace, simple as that. Lube. Wait for that to draw, go through. And there goes the brake fluid. Let's see if it's loosened off. Nope. That's all it took. Actually, I might take off the backing plate now anyway. Oh god, it keeps going. 31 turns. Now this top fitting is actually made of brass. The whole thing is made of brass. I cleaned it up in a bit of a paste I've made up. It's got vinegar, a bit of table salt, and then some flour just to make it all thick. And here's one I prepared earlier. That's the other side I've actually already cleaned up, so it's all nice and shiny again, like new. So I'll do that with this one as well. Okay. Take off these wheel cylinders. Okay, 2 things to go. That's the steering arm. Now on the left-hand side, so passenger side, or of course if you're in America, that'll be the driver's side. It was, looks like it'd been damaged at some stage and been welded up in 2 places and very bent and very ugly looking. So that's going to be replaced. I've got another one coming from a good friend in America, Marv. So I'm sourcing a lot of parts from Marv, so it's very handy to have a guy that knows what he's talking about and able to get parts. Okay, I'll press that one out. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I've got the plate off, the bearing came out, had to press it out. You can see there's quite a bit of damage there from the brake fluid. I'll run that through the sandblasting cabinet afterwards and paint it all up. Steering arm came out. That took a little bit of extra work, but that came out all right. I'll just give him a clean up as well. And then we've got the kingpin. I'm not taking the kingpin out. I've had a look at him. He's nice and straight. Oh, hang on. Nice and straight that way, and that way as well. Just like the other one. So all I'm going to do now is just give that a clean up all the parts, re-kit the wheel cylinders, give the brake drum a good clean up inside, get rid of all that rust, paint it inside, obviously except for where the actual brake shoes run. Replace a few hoses here and there, and put it all back together. Okay, now I've got a very hot and bothered looking Jamie at the moment. That took a little bit more effort than I was hoping to, but it's still come apart. I mean, it hasn't been apart for at least 20 years, and a lot of things had seized. The nuts and bolts weren't too bad, but things been pressed in and out pretty tight. So it's come apart. Everything looks good. The wheel bearings are good. The seal's brand new. So I'm just going to put those back in once everything's cleaned up and put back together. So I hope you enjoyed this this little episode, so to speak. And just leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Now, like I said before, I'm not a mechanic. I've only learned stuff from books, YouTube, and from talking to others. I do have a good mate who's a mechanic. But other than that, I've got no experience. I'm an office worker. I'm a manager. So this is just a bit of a hobby for me to pull the car apart and rebuild it and drive it. So let me know what you think. I reckon next time I'll be pulling the rear suspension out of the chassis. Until then, I'll catch you later. See ya.